Three-time Grammy winner Melissa Etheridge is here, and her new album, her 13th, is out. This is me. So we want to ask you, in 2014, who is Melissa Etheridge?
Oh, Melissa Etheridge is one grateful person,
for
sure, who is enjoying her life very much, who feels like, I'll stop talking about myself in third person. It's a little strange. It is weird when I start saying Melissa Etheridge.
Yeah.
Yes, no. Where I feel that I have a certain. I've had success. I've been there, and now I'm in this kind of gorgeous place of. I get to create. I mean, you're excited about seeing me, and you haven't even heard my new album, or that sort of thing. It's a beautiful place to be, and I love it. And I really want to enjoy the now. That's super important for me. And creating my favorite the best music I've created, I believe. And I'm on an independent label, and I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm having a blast.
Can I want to follow it up, because when you say this is who you are and you're connecting to you, how does that show up in music? How does that get in here somehow?
Well, I found in the last 10 years especially, the music business has been really interesting. It's changing. And it kind of started chasing its own tail. And with technology, you were able to do anything you want. You were able to make anything sound really, really good. So they kind of ended up creating product instead of artistry. And which was great. It was fun. That's all fun, but it's kind of like processed food, you know. It's the same kind of. It doesn't quite satisfy. And so I've just been over the last 25 years hanging out and realized that nowadays, more than any, the real music is what thrills people. They want to go see a live performance. They want to know someone. It's why those competitive shows are a treat, because we see real people singing, giving it all. And that's what we love.
Well, that's what I miss on stage, is like the pure voice, the pure talent, sitting down and singing, connecting to the audience without all the pyrotechnics and the dancing and the bumping and the grinding. You know, you are, the ultimate entertainment. Well, you know what I mean.
Some of that. We like the bumping a little bit. There's a little.
But
it's still show business, honey.
I know, but I mean, to sit there and listen to this pure voice. But your album has a rather, the song Monster, where did that come from? Because that's rather ominous, that
Monster first was a collaboration, which, because this is an independent record, I'm not on a major label anymore. I decided to go, I can reach people through social media and like this myself, that I didn't have as much money up front, blah, 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 the business part, but I got to then collaborate with producers and writers, and I went to Jerry Wanda, who is, he used to be the bass player for the Fugees, Lauryn Hill, Wyclef Jean, really cool, kind of different kind of R&B soul. And I went into his world, and we created this music that's it just makes you want to move, and I love it. And it's called Monster, and I didn't quite know what to write it about. So I was actually coming from a meeting at the United Nations. It was the first meeting for any sort of LGBT group where they sort of said, yes, this is now considered a human right, not just a gay rights. It was they were going to include it in human rights. And as I was leaving the United Nations, I saw, if you've ever seen the front of it, there's a massive sculpture of old like tanks and guns and things that they've made into like this dragon being stabbed by Saint Michael, and it made me think, a monster. I'm a monster, and I just went from there. And it's one of my favorite songs on the album. I just go listen to it if you do nothing else.
Well, speaking of monsters, let's talk about Halloween, because it's here. Is it a big deal at your house?
Absolutely.
Is it really?
Are you kidding?
Yeah, because you got the
I have 4 children,
and
so the younger ones are, all into trick-or-treating. The older ones are just into scaring. They just want to, just scare everybody at the house. And it is absolutely the most favorite holiday of children. So you can't get around that.
Well, you have twins. What are they? 8-year-old twins?
They'll be 8 next week.
Oh, and so what are they going to go as?
Well, the boy, he's not so much. I think he's going to be like a, was it Indiana Jones or something really kind of old school?
Yeah.
But my daughter, she just goes through. First, for the longest time, she was going to be hamster.
A hamster.
And I was like, okay, all right. No, she's kind of crazy about hamsters for a long. Doesn't have one, but is crazy about hamsters. And then just yesterday, of course, what you're thinking, okay, I've got Halloween set. Yeah. They're like, no, I want to be brave. I was, okay, well you've got that outfit, but what she really wants is the bow and arrow. So now she's all about.
Sure.
I got to get her that bow and arrow for. Halloween.
What are traditions? Because this is the first year my boys don't want to go trick-or-treating.
Oh, wow.
I know, they don't.
Wow.
But we have something very special planned, which I'm going to share with everybody when the time
that's
comes.
cool.
But they don't. I think they actually, what I'm very relieved is they want to give out candy. They want to be at the door.
Yeah, that's what the older ones, they did.
Yeah,
They love that. Then they love to see all the
costumes.
costumes.
So that may be part of our tradition. But what do you guys
That's
do?
cool.
Is there anything sort of ritualistic that you do?
Well, you know, it's the one thing of going house to house, and in my neighborhood, I live out in the Kardashian neighborhood. It's a crazy neighborhood, and we're all trying to outdo each other out there. It's insane. So my kids come home with massive things of candy, right? Just you know, buckets and buckets of candy, and it's just impossible. You can't tell a child, okay, well, put that in your room, and you know, I'll see you at the hospital.
Eat it.
You're gonna have pneumonia in a few
Diabetes.
days.
Yeah.
So what we do is at the end of the night, okay, let's look at your bounty. Now you may pick. And I give them 7. So it's like, you know, one day a week, or you can, however you want to do it, but you get 7 of your, pick the best candy you want in there and pull it out and then give the bag, and it's called the Switch Witch comes at night. You put the bag outside the door, and the Switch Witch will bring you a toy that won't give you cavities and won't.
I love that.
And so the candy goes away.
Switch Witch.
I'm curious.
I want to go as the Switch Witch for Christmas, for Halloween. Not for Christmas, for Halloween.
I'm curious though, because you mentioned that neighborhood, you're all competing. Do they give out full-size Snicker bars?
Oh, you have
instead
no
of the baby
full.
one?
No,
It's
they're
the big
like
one.
giant, king size. It's like, let's go to the house on this way. Yeah,
And they bring it
it's
up.
crazy.
Wow.
Do you? How about you? How do you do it though? Do you sneak? Do you?
No, I'm like the least. I'm sugar-free.
Yeah.
Sugar-free.
Really?
I think I'm 10 years cancer-free actually this week.
Oh wow.
10 years. 10 years cancer-free.
An important month, yeah.
And a very important month. And believe me, really look into lowering sugar and taking it out, because it is. If you even understand what a PET scan is glucose you put in your body, and then they see if any cells are eating it, you have cancer. Those are cancer cells, because cancer eats sugar. So let's just stop having, you know, too much sugar.
Yeah.
I know. There you go. That brings.
But do you have any guilty pleasure then? What do you?
Guilty. Again, you know, it's funny. I don't call any of my pleasures guilty. Because you know, because I don't want. I feel really good about it, so I always have a hard time answering that question.
Bring us all back to.
I know you like chocolate, but dark chocolate's good for you.
Yes,
so
I have a little bit of dark chocolate. Yeah, I'm not, you know, abstain from all fun or anything. I'm a 70-30 kind of girl.
Yeah.